Well, good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I am running 2 minutes late, it seems, because I was too busy setting up and I got lost in the setting up process. But I wanted it to be perfect for today because we've got a very important topic that we are covering. Now, let's have a look. We'll just wait a couple of seconds or maybe more like a minute just to give people an opportunity to actually join me live because that is always awesome. If I can have more people with me that can actually ask questions. Hey Emma, it says Emma Johnson is watching. Fabulous. Glad to see you on here, Emma. Is this your first time potentially joining me live? I think so. I might be wrong. If so, let me know in the comments section so that I know, and we can celebrate that you are here. And I'm so happy with all the excellent work that you and Angelique have been doing. Hey Christine, welcome on board. How are things with you? Hope you're doing well here in Brisbane. I have had a very slow start to my Monday morning because yesterday morning I arrived back, of course, from my Get It Done residential retreat. And I must admit, I was a bit shattered. I must say, I immensely enjoy the Get It Done retreats. I love every moment of it and I get so much satisfaction from it. But the introvert inside me after 3 days needs some time out. So that was yesterday. It was all about some time out. Just taking things easy and, that type of things while still getting ready for the week ahead, making sure that there's school clothes and all of that type of stuff. Because, of course, hubby thought it's more important to go fishing with the kids, which I love because I know they enjoy themselves, but that meant that I had some things to do. So this morning I thought I'm going to have my hair done. So I went to the hairdresser, had it washed and straightened. So just doing some self-care and me time. Okay, so it seems like currently we only have Emma and Christine on here. And I might just get started, guys, because I've got quite a number of things that I want to cover today. So let me just make sure that I'm here live streaming in the group. There I am. And of course, you do know if you're live with me. Hey, Kim, thanks for hopping on and joining us. Glad to have you here. Hope you are doing well over there in Melbourne. Jen is with us as well. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Christine. Emma says, I've made it to a live video for the first time. Yay. Fabulous work. Excellent. Alrighty. So it's learning piece time. It's training time. And you would know that generally our learning pieces either covers mindset as a practice owner or it covers a strategy. And sometimes we just do a bit of both because that's just how it works in business, okay? You can't implement the right strategy without having the right mindset. And what I often find with private practice owners they're just so busy doing the day-to-day stuff. It's one of the main reasons why I run a Get It Done residential retreat, because although people logically say, I need to make this time, or they go, I know I need this time, or I know I need to do something to catch up, or I know in my head I need to be clearer with my boundaries, we don't do it. Okay, there's a big difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it, and that's where that mindset stuff, of course, comes in as well. So you would have seen that the title for today's training is Getting Prepped, i.e. getting ready for an amazing December and January period in your practice. Now, your first thought might have been, hang on, Gerda, it's only October. Okay, it might be the 23rd of October. I'm just checking the date here on my laptop. It might be the 23rd of October, but it's only October. We still have the whole November, and you're on about December and January? Well, the fact of the matter is, guys, time goes like that. We all know it. And unless you focus now on December and January, it will come and it will be gone. It will just be another December and January like it has been in last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before. And I know from my experience, I also know from what practice owners tell me, that and I'm generalizing, of course, that December is a bumper month. It's almost like everybody wants to get in December. It must be that Christmas stress. And then January is quiet all of a sudden. All right, so it's these two opposites that happens within our practice all, 1 month after the other. And these are probably the two most important months to plan for so many reasons. So that is what we're going to be doing today, because unless you start taking action now already to get yourself, your team, your practice and your clients ready for December and for January, it's just going to be another December and January. And I want it to be a next level December and January for you and your private practice. And that means having the mindset of being proactive, having the mindset of doing stuff now rather than running around like a chick without a head come the first week of December because, oh my golly, I didn't prep for December, or I know January's going to come, there's going to be no money in the bank because people aren't working, clients aren't coming in, there's cancellations galore. Oh my God, do I need to get a line of credit? Do I need to get another credit card? We don't want that type of panic. Not over December and January when your kids are at home and there's school holidays and you want it to be stress-free. Believe me when I say it's stressful enough having 3 kids at home and trying to run a practice from home like I was trying to do in the early years when it's school holidays. You don't want that additional stress. Who agrees with me? Let me know. Jen says, pure luck that she's here, client cancelled. Well, the universe wanted you to be listening to this live, Jen. Okay, Emma says, very timely as we have 3 new clinicians to keep busy in December and January. Perfect timing there for Emma. Just looking at all the comments before I continue. All right. Now, my head sometimes jumps around, but I'm going to write it up here so that you can follow, and I'll take a screenshot of the board when I'm done and I'll post it up into the group as well, just for those that might not have a pen and paper handy right now this minute. Okay, so how am I going to do this? You start writing here for you guys to see. There we go. Can you see that? Over here maybe. Yes, okay. Let's put this line in here, make it nice and thick. Cool bananas. So we're going to do December. Can you see that? Yep. And we want to do January. Okay. Alrighty. What I might do, just move that. That's better. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do like a brain dump, and this might not be in order of priority. This might not be in chronological order in terms of what you should be doing. I'm just going to brain dump it as the thought hops into my mind, because that's just what works for me. And then later, what you can do is put in chronological order and go, what do I do first? What do I do when? Alrighty. Kim says, so hard because this time of year is really busy for me. Yep. Finding time to do advanced planning is hard. Yes, so you don't want to find time, you need to make time. And that might mean, marking out a client session that you would normally see a client in, because investing the time in doing this planning, Kim, is going to have a huge return on investment. Maybe not in terms of money, but probably money as well, because you're going to be more organized come December and January, and you're going to make more money as a result. But also in terms of return on investment on your emotional energy that goes into a stressful period within our practice, being December and January. And especially for you guys as solo practitioners, whether you're solo or group practitioner, it's stressful. You just have different type of stresses during this time of year. Make sense? Alrighty, let's go. So things that I think of for December. So December, can you see that? Maybe I'll just continue writing with the black because it's actually clearer. We know that we normally send out Christmas cards. Okay. So sending out Christmas cards, and we send out a card to every doctor that has referred to the practice within this calendar year. And those cards need to go out first week of December, not later, which really means that you need to start, when you work back from these, you need to start purchasing and writing messages and putting it in envelopes and addressing envelopes the week or two before this. All right. Now, if you are a solo practitioner, you might not want to do this, okay? Because this is going to be you, unless you pimp in your kids to help you, like I often used to do with my 15-year-old when she was younger. You know, they like sticking stamps on envelopes, the kids. I like child labor. If you in a group private practice, you've got the privilege of having an admin team. Use them, delegate this job to them. I know for me personally, I like to buy the cards as the practice owner because I want it to be on brand. I've never had Christmas cards made. You can do that if you like, but you know, although I like that, when I send that Christmas card, if I'm honest, the reason why I haven't made branded Christmas cards, i.e. with our logo and, you know, printed with our details and stuff on, because I don't want it to seem like a marketing opportunity. I don't want it to seem like I'm marketing to them, okay? I want it to seem like a genuine message that I'm sending out to them. However, I don't go to the cheap shops to buy it. I really am very specific with the cards that I purchase. I'll rather spend more and buy quality cards that when I look at it, looks really professional, looks a bit more sleek. It's not those normal Christmas cards that you buy for your kids to hand out to the friends on the last day of school. Okay, that's a no-go. You either do this is the one thing, you either do right or you don't do it all. And yes, I am always on about taking imperfect action, but with this one, because it's a really time-intensive activity, I would rather just not do it if I'm not gonna do it in the right way, because I want a set outcome from this, and this is to show gratitude to my doctors that has referred to me over the last 12 months. And that's why I only do people that's referred in this calendar year. Otherwise, it would take me 2 months, or not me, my admin team, just to get the cards ready, and that's not going to work at all. Alrighty. Hey Claire, I see you've joined me. Fabulous. Welcome to your first live stream. So happy to have you on board. All right, so you need to plan that in advance. So where was I? I was talking about the card. So yes, I normally have a non-branded card, but it's still a special card. I won't buy it at the reject shop. I won't buy it at Kmart or Big W where they might be shopping. Sometimes I buy it through online shops. I have in the past bought some at the post office, which was really that had that silver foil on, which is in line with my business card and our appointment cards that has raised silver foil. So I really want it to be on brand, but I don't want it to be a branded card that looks like marketing, because this is not what this is about. This is about me saying thank you for having entrusted your patients that are very vulnerable into the care of myself, my practice, and my team over the last 12 months. I really appreciate it. All right. I'm also very mindful of the message that's in there. I'm very mindful that a lot of the doctors that refer to my practice here ain't Christians, or might not believe in Christmas per se. They're from all different types of cultural backgrounds. So I normally take something that might say Happy Holidays or something like that. So I really want to be very clear and that I can use the same card for all my doctors that come from all different cultural backgrounds. Alrighty, so that's the first thing that you want to do in December. Let me just check here for any questions and comments. Claire says hi. Okay, I don't see any comments. Let me just check over here. No, everybody's just listening along nicely. All right. Now, and I actually have already sent out, not me myself, but Stacy, my principal psychologist, has already sent out an email to our team last week, and we will probably send out another reminder for them in terms of managing your caseload in December. Okay, it's very important because we know that there's going to be 0 appointments available come December. We want to make sure that our clients are pre-booking their appointments. So this is your clinician team, okay? They need to really do an assessment of their caseload, okay? Let's say if clients started having sessions a month ago, they might have done, 4 sessions. We need to look, can we complete, because this really is the goal, can we complete the referral in this calendar here? We want the clients to complete their referral in this calendar here. Why? Because they bloody hell only get 10. All right, and remember, we don't use that you only get 10 sessions when you talk to the client. I'm talking to you guys here. But we want our clients, we want to increase accessibility to our service. All right, so we want to help clients get optimal value out of their referral. All right, so I'm not saying see your clients weekly if that's not what they need. All right, but I do know that if clients just recently started sessions, that yes, they could potentially do with referral every week or at very least fortnightly until the end of the year. So it's really helpful, and that's the beauty of clients that gets referred this time of year, that they can do all 10-day sessions before you close for December, and they can have another 10 sessions into next year. So you really want to look at it as intensifying treatment and really giving them as much as possible now before you go on holiday, and they maybe take 2 or 3 weeks off from therapy where they can test drive how they are doing, go back and get another referral if they need one, and they can continue it. So this is all about helping clients get value out of their referrals, a lot and rebates, and a lot of clients would have reached the Medicare safety net by now, so it's even more beneficial for our clients from a financial point of view to really be good and attend in a committed fashion and engaged way over the next couple of weeks. This way, we also ensure that our clients are pre-booked. We know they've got an appointment, so the clinicians don't have to come December go, oh my golly, where do I fit in all these clients? Because we know it's busy. That means that when we get new referrals, we can also make a better informed decision as to where do we book them, with whom do we book them, do they need to go on the wait list, what do we do with them if there's no appointments available because it's being taken up by our current clients. Just on another point, of course, for me as a practice owner, it gives me a lot of information, and for you as the principal, in terms of, do I need another clinician to come and help me? Now, let's say for somebody like Emma that has taken on 3 new clinicians, I would most definitely get, once you book them a client, get those clients booked on a weekly basis. Okay, let's be honest, unless you're working in corporate or in org psych, we've got really high functioning individuals coming to see you, clients can attend on a weekly basis. Where I come from in South Africa, our clients attend on a weekly basis. In the US, clients attend on a weekly basis. It's just here in Australia where clients attend fortnightly or even longer because we want to save their rebates. Nonsense. You need to give people what they need. They are just lucky that they have 10 rebates that they can use, the rest they need to pay for. But that's a whole different topic as well. But I'm just popping that in there anyway. All right. Kim says part of the issue of having Christmas coincide with the end of the year. Yep, I agree. All right, you also want to make sure that your admin team is aware of the end of term dates. Okay? Because we all know, and I'm sure you've seen this happen. If you see kids at your practice, you would have seen this happen. Even if you see adults where the mum calls up and goes, oh, I can't come. I completely forgot it's school holidays and I don't have anybody to babysit my kids for me to come in for my appointment. Or, people are just out of routine when it's school holidays. So you need to be way more proactive to help your clients to deal with the change in routine and the change in structure. We need to remember that clients come and see us, whether these are adults or whether this is families and kids or teenagers, they come to us because they need help. They come to us because they're probably not so good at sticking to routine and structure. They come to us because their lives are complex and that things are all over the place. So no use you getting upset when they come up with those excuses, because it's probably the truth. They just have forgotten, because that is how chaotic their lives are. You can't paint them with the same brush as yourself, who might be a very organized person. So part of our role is to really help and support them to get to their appointment. And sometimes time management and being more structured and mastering your time, mastering use of a diary, all that type of stuff is such an important part of the process. So let's say if you are a solo practitioner, you might want to do this with clients in session when you reschedule their next appointment. If your clinicians do that themselves, they need to do this. If you've got a reception, they need to do this. So let's say if a client comes in for an appointment end of November, they've got another appointment booked with it, and hopefully those are all pre-booked appointments, because we've just spoken about this, completing the referral, reception, or you need to remind the client and say, just be mindful that the appointment scheduled for the 10th of December is in school holidays. So, you're welcome to bring the kids in, or maybe you want to arrange some babysitting or whatever. You want to remind clients and go, is that still a good day and time for you? You need to remind them of it. You need to help them with it. All right, very, very important. Okay, you also need to decide, on your closure dates for your practice. When are you closing? You want to put up a notice in reception so that your clients are aware of it. You want to make sure that your admin team is aware, that your clinicians are aware, all that type of stuff. Alrighty? And of course, you want to know when you are reopening again, because you want to rebook clients. Now, that first week of January, clients actually do attend pretty well, especially adult clients. It's a bigger deal with child clients getting no-shows, cancellations, that type of stuff. So from a practice owner perspective, that's probably a good week for my clinicians to take an extra leave of holidays. All right, I would actually encourage clinicians to take an extra leave of holiday in the first week of January, so that they really have at least 2 weeks off minimum over December and January. Now, you can't force them, especially, you can't, whether they're subcontractors or employees. It's up to them when they take their leave, but I would encourage it. It's a great time to spend time with your family, and it is a time where, especially if you're a child and adolescent psychologist, that you are more likely to have cancellations. And I know all about it, because we'll get calls like, a little Johnny went for Christmas to visit his dad in Melbourne. We agreed that he could stay on for an extra week, so he's only coming back next week. Or, my teenager went on a camp with their friends, and they're going to be an extra couple of days. All those genuine reasons of stuff that happens during the school holidays, and those things are good for those families and kids, getting to spend more time with a parent, getting to spend more social time with friends. Those are good stuff. So you want to remind clients again, are they 100% sure that they can make it in that week? What's happening? When is the child back from holidays? Ask them about their upcoming holidays, what they're going to be doing, what's happening. Because really, again, like I said earlier, you want to help the parent plan what's going to happen. You want your adult client to plan what's happening over Christmas. When will they be back? Is it maybe a bit too soon after they're back? What is a realistic first appointment for January for them? All right. And if your clinicians do want to take time off, that's a great time for them to take time off. Now, I can hear some practice owners going, oh, but if my clinicians ain't coming in, then I'm not going to have income in my practice, and I still need to pay them if they're employees. I still need to pay my admin team, all that type of stuff. Well, that is why as a practice owner, you should have started planning for January in June already. Because if you know that December is probably a big cash month, but if you know that January is a slow cash month, you need to prep for it. You need to make sure that you've got an account in the bank account where there's extra cash in so that you can pay for that time of year, okay? Alrighty, let's have a look and see if we've got any questions in here. Let me just refresh it. Okay. I do not see any new questions. Is everybody just watching away? Margie, welcome Margie. Hey Simon. Let me know if you guys have got any questions, all right? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking, but I'm happy to answer questions along the way. All right. You also need to think around risk management, okay? So if you've got clients that are high risk, how are you going to manage them? What are you going to do? You know, who's going to look after them if you go on 2 or 3 weeks holidays, especially if you are a solo practitioner? So if you are a solo practitioner, that's probably going to be the GP. But you also want to check, is their GP going to be working? If not, who's the second option as a GP at the surgery that this client needs to go and see should they be in crisis? Alrighty. What we do at our group private practice, we always have at least one clinician on board that is working during those couple of days between Boxing Day and New Year's Day. I think there's 2 or 3 normal working days, and we will have somebody there. We will pre-book already high-risk clients in there. So our entire clinician team will look at who's that 1 or 2 high-risk clients that I am going to tell, not ask, I'm going to tell them that in order for you to be okay, you need to come in and have this check-in appointment with this other clinician and prep the client through psych education as to why that is important and get them booked in. All right, very important. And we actually pride ourselves in having that available to our clients, and it's something that we also market to our GPs as being available for those crisis appointments should that happen. Okay, is that enough for December? I'm thinking. Let's do Jan. Jen says, just listening intently. Good. Good thing, Jen. Good thing. All right, January. All right. Also, here you need to know what's happening with your phones. Just thinking about that now. What's happening with your phone line? Messages. You also need to change the message on your phone where you let people know that might be calling in that you are closed. When you're reopening, that these messages may or may not be checked. So whatever it is that you're doing, and reminding them that if they are having an emergency or they are in crisis, to please report to their general practitioner or go directly to their local emergency department. So you need to have on that message telling them what to do if you are not there. I would also put up a sign on your door if you have a practice that's, let's say, not in a building. Let's say you're on the, like we are on the ground level, so people can just walk past. Put up a sign, again, reminding people that we're closed. This is when we open. If you have an emergency, this is what you want to do. All right, so various forms of communicating that to the client. Obviously, your clinicians need to have those discussions with your with their clients as well during their last session. Again, you want to put up a notice in reception. If you're printing out hard copy invoices at your practice, you might even want to put a notice on the back of that invoice giving that information. All right, so January, obviously, you want to know when you open. What I also like to do at the practice is do a bit of a spring clean. So getting my receptionist to go through all the drawers and chuck out everything that shouldn't be in there. All right. You know, some clinicians are J's on the MBTI and they're very organized. But some clinicians are P's on the MBTI. Their stuff is everywhere. You open up the cupboard on the desk and it's like, geez, look at all those papers. And it's like, messy. And yeah, I've got a couple of those at the practice and I go, oh J's, because I'm a J, and it just annoys me. I know that's just who they are. Doesn't make them a good or bad clinician, has got no relevance to their IQ. It's just part of how they organize themselves. All right, so chuck out all the old stuff and start anew. Get reception to clean out the desks, so when the clinicians come back, it's all nice and fresh. Okay, you could even, if you haven't painted your practice in the last 3 years, you know, during that closure period would be a good time to have it repainted. I can't tell you the difference a new coat of paint makes onto a practice. It's like having a brand new practice. Okay, if you don't have the money to repaint it, you know, wipe off all the scuff marks on the walls, all that type of stuff. Just freshen stuff up. We also have our carpets washed over that closure period. We do that every year religiously. Okay, we have somebody come in, washing the carpets, so that we start the new year nice and fresh. Also look at, you know, what is those old toys that's maybe in the waiting room that you need to throw out. When last did you actually go and have a bit of a scratch through the toy box in your practice? There might be little wheels that's fallen off cars or stuff like that. It is a choking hazard in your practice. You need to go through that stuff, throw it all out. You know, just like there's nothing worse going to a GP surgery and there's magazines from 2009 lying in the waiting room. Don't let that happen to your practice. Okay, whether that is in terms of the general maintenance physically, whether that's about the stuff that you have in reception, all of those things has to be fixed up. You really want to do a proper spring clean of the practice, and then remind your clinicians to please keep things like that and starting afresh. Okay. Also, what if you do have, let's say, a child's psychology only practice, and you know it's going to be a quieter time? What do? All right. I think it's important to accept that for majority of us, it might be a quieter time of the year. And, you know, you can whinge and whine about it, or you can do something about it. Now, doing something about it means going, all right, I'm going to have some extra time in January. How do I make proper use of it? Do I maybe not consult 5 days a week, but only open up 3 days so that I have 2 extra days a week with my family? Or, you know, do I use that extra time to plan out all my PD for the next 12 months? Do I actually get some stuff done from a business management perspective? Do I write out my marketing plan or my 90-day plan for the next 3 months? Do I do some research on a really complex presenting problem? Maybe I've got one of those clients and I've kept on telling myself, oh, I need to do research, I need to find some journal articles, or need to buy a new book and read for this client, and I just haven't been doing it. Get that done then. Maybe it's some reports that's overdue. You know, ideally you want to get all your reports finished, if you're like me, end December, so you can start the year afresh. But let's be honest, December is just so hectic. Use that first week or second week of January to get reports done, sent off, all that type of stuff, so that your clients can come back with their new referrals. And again, ideally, if you can do it in December, that's even better, but use the time that you have in January and accept it. However, you should not stop marketing over now until December. Well, you should never stop marketing. You guys know that the marketing that I say you need to do is consistent, structured, and planned. And consistent is probably the most important part of it. So you will probably find that you'll still get referrals in, but a lot of people might choose to just hang on to that referral, or they might say, I will book in once the kids are back at school, once we're back into routine, all of that type of stuff. Obviously, you can train your reception team to convert people into coming in and into why it's important to come in even in the school holidays. You know, it's that anchor, it's that reset, it's that realignment. People really need to come when they're most stressed and most busy. And your team needs to know how to convey that to clients without feeling like they're being salespeople, because that's not what it's about. It's about the client's best interest and getting them engaged into the process sooner rather than later. But let's say if you do have that trend where people don't want to come in, use your time well. Make January your month of getting set and getting ready for an amazing year ahead. Maybe have a planning day with your team, okay, if everybody's got time, and spend some time together. Maybe have a working bee where you all come in, have pizza for lunch, and write reports together, all right, and build your team culture in that way. Very, very important. Kim says that is me. Claire says email out of office responses too. Yes, so your individual. So for me, my team's got individual emails, so each of them has to set that up. So let's put that on. Let's do auto responses. There we go. Cool bananas. Let me check for any other questions. Nothing that I can see. All right, what else? January, December, January. Yes, other thing that you want to do in December, I'll just pop it in here. Third party invoicing. Okay. So remember we said that for a lot of people, January is a quiet cash month. So if you do a lot of third-party work, whether that's work cover, VVCS, DVA, insurance companies, workers' compensation, what else? ATAPs, now called psychological therapies, EAP work, you need to sit with your admin team or whomever's in charge of your third-party invoices and get this stuff out very, very early in December, as early as possible. Keep an eye out on emails from your third-party providers. You know, places like DVA and WorkCover won't send you emails. I'm talking more about the ATAPs, your local primary healthcare network if you're doing ATAPs, and your EAP companies, because they will normally have a closing time and a starting time in January. So if you want to make sure you have as much cash in the bank, you need to do your third-party invoicing. Also ensure that reception or your accounts person, whomever's job this is, does the debt collection. Now when I talk debt collection, I'm not talking about our clients through Medicare. They need to pay on the spot. Again, I'm talking third parties. All right, they need to pay you sooner rather than later. Get them to do debt collection where they even call up, resend invoices asking for the money that is rightfully yours, so that you can have more cash in the bank come January, because a lot of those places will close. I know, like for our PHN, they normally close for almost 2 weeks. Doesn't make sense, but anyway. That's how they operate. So I want to get money beforehand. That way I'm also able to pay my clinicians their ATAPs money out, because the way we do it, because ATAPs is such a big part of the work that we do, that's the only money that I only pay once the practice got it, because our team is just too big and we just do like thousands of dollars worth of ATAPs work. So I really want to give them that money as a bonus before Christmas, and it's great to get that into the bank as soon as possible. Alrighty, I think this should keep you busy. Okay, this should definitely keep you busy. I don't see any other comments here on my laptop. Let me look over here. No, nothing more. Well guys, continue to have this discussion. If you've got any amazing ideas of what needs to be done in December and January that I don't have on our list, please post it in the comment section. Share it with everyone. That's what we're here for, and help all of us to be prepared for an amazing December and January. A December and January that's going to be less stressful, but that you can actually enjoy the process of being in private practice and being a practice owner. Thank you so much for everybody that joined me live, and I look forward to speaking to all of you again very soon. Bye.